What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to BlueChipScouting.com's YouTube channel. I am your host, Dante Collinelli, for today's mock draft. I'm joined by the wonderful Nick Price. Nick, how you doing tonight, my man?
I'm maintaining.
Maintaining.
Basically.
That's not
Yeah.
great. Maintaining is never a good sign when we're maintaining.
I mean, I just work 10 hours, but, like I said, I'm maintaining.
All right, well, we'll try to wrap this up quickly, and we should be able to wrap it up quickly because we're doing the 7-round mock draft for the Miami Dolphins today. As you can see, the mock draft simulator is already up. It already started because I forgot to click pause before we went live, and I already clicked live, so here we are. The Dolphins traded all of their picks for Tyreek Hill. They said, fuck them picks. They went full Les Snead. We're out there. Yeah, no, I'm a Dolphins guy, so you know what? I'm here for it. What was your impression of the trade? We're going to have some time to kill. I'm going to let the mock draft simulator run until we get to that first pick. It's going to take a minute.
Honestly, like, if you're trying to get the most out of Tua, I don't hate it, to be honest with you. I think for a player like the caliber of Tyreek Hill, I think that the amount of draft capital they gave it was kind of warranted. I mean, he is arguably one of the better receivers in football. And, Miami, they were perceived to be in a winning window, potentially make a hell of a playoff run like just 2 years ago, and 2021 happened. They kind of didn't get there. So I guess this is just their way of trying to reclaim some of that. Going in all of Tua, trying to get the best out of him. They've obviously done their due diligence. Getting the offensive line fixed, which is great. So I think you add like another speed option for Tua, which is interesting because Tua's thought of not having the best arm in the world, so that's just kind of funny to me. But no, overall, it makes sense for them. And we're at the pick.
Look at that, we killed just enough time, so we're up here at pick 102. As a guy who covers the Dolphins, wow, a lot of tight ends still on the board. We got a lot of tight ends. Don't think the Dolphins are going to take a tight end. They got too many tight ends, honestly. Couple of big needs. You know what? I think we do have enough tight ends, frankly. We spent a 3rd-round pick on Hunter Long, and my man was like TE4 last year. So, not a big fan of that. But this team has some needs. They've addressed offensive line, like we said, although Austin Jackson might be playing right tackle this year, which is not great. Yeah, he's a human turnstile, but maybe on the right side he'll be a little bit better. Linebacker is a big need, right? Still need somebody to run next to Jerome Baker. They like those thumper type guys. We got a couple here at the top: Darian Beavers, Brian Asamoah. Running back's a popular pick for Miami as well. They did get Raheem Mostert and Chase Edmonds in free agency, but still kind of trying to add to that room a little bit. Both those guys are on short-term deals, probably not the long-term answer. Plus, you're in the hundreds already, so how picky do you really want to be? Rashad White's an interesting option. Kyron Williams. Yeah, they do have an offensive tackle here, Max Mitchell, as well. Some other needs for them is center, so I'm going to check interior O-line here just to see what they have. Marquise Hayes, Zach Tom, isn't he a tackle?
He is, but I think they're trying to play him at center since he's not very good at tackle. Grant, I haven't watched Zach Tom in depth other than what I saw at the Shrine Bowl. But I think if you're going to try to transition him into center, I think we could wait on that.
Okay.
I don't think it's somebody we would draft at the top of round 4.
Yeah, I mean,
in round 3.
I'm kind of privy to one of the linebackers here.
Yeah, I think because like Beavers has that kind of like pass rush upside too. Like I've seen a couple people like compare him to Zaven Collins, where he plays a ton of off ball. He's played a ton of stack, but he can also drop down at the line of scrimmage and and rush from space. So I think that's kind of fun. Don't you all kind of use Andrew Van Ginkel in the same way?
Yeah, he's kind of like this hybrid guy. They need a thumper, right? Like they need a downhill guy because right now I'm watching a Landon Roberts play football every Sunday, buddy, and it is not a good time. I mean, my man he's got the physical characteristics of a refrigerator in space. Like he is just not, like turn and pivot, turn and run is brutal. It is not good. So I'm inclined to give Beavers a shot or Asamoah. I think either of them.
Well, both of them, like they're both very cerebral players.
Yeah.
I mean, especially Beavers since he's been in college for a minute. I will say that I think if you're looking for more athleticism and not like a repeat of Landon Roberts, I think you might have to go at Asamoah because he's a little bit better of an athlete in my opinion than Beavers. But like I said with Beavers, it's like you have that versatility, you know. So
Let's
pick your poison here.
go. Let's go with Asamoah. Why not? I've never
right.
drafted him for the Dolphins. It's pick 102. We're taking the 107th player on this overall board. Let's go for it. So we're attacking linebacker here with that first pick of the 4th round. Again, I mean, I don't know how many impact players you're going to get. I mean, we're going to get to a point we're going to have to draft in the 7th round a couple times. All right, so we're back on the board here. 125. All of these very good tight ends are still on the board.
Can I make my suggestion?
Let's hear it.
I believe. Scroll down a bit. Jerome Ford is here. As you know, I am probably the biggest Jerome Ford fan. Really good between the tackles, has really solid breakaway speed. I think he got pretty involved. I wouldn't say especially involved in the passing game, but like he has a lot. He flashes a lot as a pass catcher in the backfield. So I think that's intriguing.
Yeah, I'd be totally down with that. I feel like this is a good spot for a running back. I feel like Dolphins fans would kill me if I didn't take Kyren Williams, but I don't really care about their opinions. So that is mostly a joke. But I'm cool with taking Jerome Ford. I think Ford's a guy who, you get into that offense, right? He's one cut and explode, right? Like that's the type of running back that this offense wants. You have Jared Dokes on the team, so you have a nice little Cincinnati duo there from the past couple of years. I think, Raheem Mostert's good, and he's got a 1-year deal, but I don't think he's a long-term option. Chase Edmonds is a little bit of a different back. I think Ford gives you something closer to a complete back that I think they could use. So I'm cool with taking Ford. Let's do it. Why not? It's a 4th-round pick. I'm not really going to get upset about it, frankly. The Dolphins spent we have 85 picks to kill here. The Dolphins spent the entire offseason just going after elite talent. I got to hand it to them. They brought in 2 of those guys in Teron Armstead and Tyreek Hill. I wrote about 2 at length. I think the underrated storyline for this Dolphins team this year is, does the defense have a repeat of what they were doing last year, right? Because they keep all that infrastructure in place. They've largely brought back every single piece of that defense. They bring back last year's defensive coordinator. Most of the defensive coaching staff is back. I mean, do they have a repeat? Are they still as dominant as they have been? I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know how sustainable good defenses are. It was only sustainable for about half the season. It cost them a playoff berth. So we're back on the clock here. 224. We are really scraping the bottom of the barrel here in the 7th round. A Dolphins Twitter would burn me to the ground if I didn't take Matt Araiza here. I am not a fan of drafting punters. But
I low-key, Dante, I low-key am because, it's chaos.
You want to do it? I'll do it. You want to do it?
Well, okay, let me bring up Miami's depth chart right here.
They just signed Thomas Morstead as a punter. There's a lot of wide receivers.
How are we looking at edge?
We got Trey Williams and Atomwio from Minnesota. I just butchered that, even though I definitely know how to say it.
I don't know if we could draft Odamewo because you kind of have Emmanuel Ogbah and they're a very similar style of player. So
yeah, also is a 7th-round D lineman making this football team? I don't know.
Well, he's more of like a Drash and staff, and maybe he becomes a guy later on down the line.
Maybe
Christopher Allen is coming off that what is it, an ACL or Achilles injury,
something like that. Yeah, he missed the entire year.
Trey Williams, who I kind of like, he's older and he didn't test very well. He tested a lot worse than I was expecting. Actually, hold up, Tyree Johnson is actually kind of a guy. I don't know why he's just that's weird.
From A&M. Yeah, I haven't watched him, so this is you're the edge guy for BCS, but Nick is the pass rush guy.
So he's pretty raw technically, but first step is interesting. Really good length. He was, I can't remember if it was that. I think it was the Alabama game. He was just straight up wrecking Bama's right tackle with length and first step quickness. I still think he's, like I said, he needs to get better with his hands. He could look to add some lower half strength. He kind of got a little washed in the run game at times. at times when he wasn't able to set his hands properly. But if, Miami's looking for another rotational guy to potentially just put across from Jalen Phillips at some point, I think he could do a lot worse at this point. Like I said, Trey Williams, weird athlete, didn't test as well. Christopher Allen, you don't know how he is after that injury. Granted, I'm always going to, plant my flag for the edge guys. So
I'm here for it. It's the 7th round. Who cares?
Yeah.
224. We're sending it in. You like his potential. Dolphins Twitter is going to be in my mentions tomorrow talking about punters. Ridiculous.
I can deal with it.
Yeah, no, they'll be all right. Back on the clock at 247. We could take Jake Camrata if we want to go punter. I'm inclined not to. I really don't have any interest in drafting a punter, but also not a ton doing on the board. Any names popping out to you here? I kind of like Trey Turner, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I had like a late 3rd round guy over the summer. Then I saw his athletic testing, and then nope.
Yeah, he did not have a good pre-draft. Kyron's interesting, kind of that hybrid guy. I don't know. I feel like we've hit edge, we've hit linebacker. Probably don't need to hit that room again.
Does Miami depth? No, they really don't desperately need a corner because seems like you guys throw picks at that position every year.
Yeah,
I mean, I know like Noah Igbenogany really hasn't turned out to much, which is a shame.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Could take a shot here on the Utah tackle. I've heard some interesting things about him. Tanner Connor is a guy I've heard some crazy stuff about. I'm trying to see if I can find his testing.
Isn't it like off the charts good?
Yeah, he tested like crazy. I want to see if I can find it. For those of you who cannot see, I'm on Alex Katz's spreadsheet for testing. He is an absolute crazy person. He does not have it. I cannot find it, but I do remember him testing pretty crazy. We want to try Tanner Connor from Idaho State. I want to find the testing numbers because it doesn't do him justice for me to just take him and nobody knows his testing numbers.
Oh, he doesn't have a mock draftable page, which is
no. Okay, he recently ran at the Washington Pro Day where he stood out in a major way. Connor ran an unofficial 4.37 40, jumped 39 inches and 10 feet and 7 inches in the broad. All three are above the 90th percentile.
Son.
Yeah. So he's interesting. He's also a big receiver. He's 6'2" and 6'8" inches and 230 pounds. He's gotten some work as like a move tight end, so like an F tight end. I don't know. You know what?
Look, I haven't watched this film, so I can't speak to how he looks.
I have not watched a second of Idaho State film.
But you know what? You don't really have a big guy other than Preston Williams is kind of decent size. The people you just traded for are Pequeño. So let's go for it, man. Let's go for it.
Connor, baby. Let's do it. I wonder if that's the last one. I don't remember if they have 3 7th rounders or just the 2.
No, that's it.
I think that's it. Yep.
Oh, we could take Micah McFadden.
Oh. Yeah, I don't really love him. He's okay.
Well, I thought he was good in 2020. Did you like him over the summer?
Yeah, he had a decent summer tape, but he's all right. Well, this is the final draft. 4 picks. Brian Esmo at the top. I think he's probably. I think him and Jerome Ford really the only guys from this class you really care about. 2 top picks. Ford's a rotational back. Esmo's a rotational linebacker. Again, it's day 3. I mean, the Dolphins have done a lot of plugging of holes through free agency and trade. So, how much you doing? And then in the 7th round, Nick just kind of took a shot on Tyree Johnson, a guy that he believes in can develop into a rotational edge rusher. I took a shot on some dude from Idaho State because I'm me, and why the hell not? It's pick 247. Dude's numbers are nuts. I cannot understate how crazy it is for somebody at 230 pounds to run a 4.37. Even if you want to give that the combine bump or the pro day bump and say it's a 4.42 or a 4.43, that's still really, really fast for that size. So I don't know. I'll take a shot on that kid at 247. All right. I'm going to wrap it up. Anything else you want to say about the Dolphins?
Not really, other than I hope that they do well this year.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
it. It's like,
Listen,
no,
listen,
I
man.
mean,
I don't know. Just anything to like keep New England from winning again, because like
oh
we
yeah,
don't need that anymore.
no, we
Like
don't need that
it's
anymore.
done. It's done. It's
It's
done.
so
Let's
overblown.
let like I feel like there's that clip of like Skip Bayless screaming, "It's my turn."
Yeah.
It's just Miami.
It's my turn. No, and like as a known like Mac Jones hater, I very much am on that train. And obviously I am a Dolphins fan, so I'm really excited about this team. I mean, this is like I think probably the best offseason that they've had in a really long time. They got actually star players who are in their prime and doing a lot of really good stuff recently. This is very different from paying Ndamukong Suh $1 bajillion. This is, Tyreek Hill is one of the best receivers in the NFL. Teron Armstead's one of the best left tackles in the NFL. This is a very different vibe. I think, I'm not sure how much I was on board with the Brian Flores firing, but I think it worked out in retrospect, getting somebody like Mike McDaniel in the building. Obviously, you're rolling out Tua for another year. So I'm really hopeful about this team. I promise I would not be hopeful about the Dolphins again after they went 1-7 to start the season last year, but I'm back, baby. They took 4 guys. I don't know. I kind of hope they take 10 or Connor just so I can try and track down Idaho State film because that'll be a hoot. But thank you for joining us on bluechipscouting.com. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and check back every day. We are doing these pretty much daily. I'm not on any of them except for this one. They only called me out of the bullpen to do the Dolphins. But Nick is here a lot. Nick does a really good job. Head on over to bluechipscouting.com as well. We've got a lot of really cool NFL draft content that's dropping. This is final ranking season for a lot of us. Nick, your final rankings have already dropped. Mine are coming out this week. My credentials are going to be coming out. We got a lot of content for you. A ton of scouting reports over at the scouting department. So please head over and check it out. And we will see you guys probably tomorrow. Peace.